Hello friends, welcome to ThinkerViews podcasts where we share our book reviews with you. David Baldacci is a well-known name to crime thriller readers worldwide, with having sold more than 100 million copies of his books. We have been exploring his works for years, especially the ones that are now available in a handy audiobook format. We have reviewed his Atlee Pine series, starting with the book Long Road to Mercy at ThinkerViews.com, and today we are talking about the new series, starting with A One Good Deed. Set in 1949, this book is reminiscent of the era when Americans went west to seek fame and fortune, and has a distinct adventurous flavor to it that has become trademark of books and movies set in the Wild West of the USA. The book is a complete entertainer, and so the cover page of the book is also designed in the same style. We see a man clad in an overcoat, a hat, and an attire of somebody living in the 1950s, walking on a road moving forward towards the readers. In the background, you can see a vintage car with a group of people talking. You also see a landscape which reminds you of wide open spaces and cities still being built. It is a well-designed and attractive cover page that will be pleasing to potential buyers and browsers equally. The color used for the title itself is red, reminding you that there is a lot of murder mystery to be resolved once you delve inside the book. The storyline goes something like this. Aloysius Archer has an unusual name, but so far his life has not been that unusual. Like most men of his generation, he fought in World War II on the European forefront and was lucky enough to come back alive. Although the experience has taught him many lessons in understanding human nature, he still makes the mistake of trusting a wrong person and ends up in Craigrock prison in spite of being innocent. Finally, after years of counting seconds, he is out on parole and is sent to Poker City. This is supposedly a quiet country town where the prisoners should be able to abide by their parole rules. Archer meets the parole officer Ernestine Crabtree and then heads out in this town to find a job. As it happens, his luck would draw him to the local businessman Hank Pittleman, who practically owns everything around here. Archer is hired by Hank Pittleman to retrieve a debt from a man called Lucas Tuttle, who used to be the big shot before Hank came on the scene. Unaware of the history between the two men, Archer accepts the job. But when he arrives to Lucas Tuttle's place to find his shotgun aimed at Archer, and learns that Lucas Tuttle's daughter Jackie is Hank Pittleman's mistress, he realizes that he has let himself into a deeper web than he imagined. The small job becomes complex, and if that is not enough, Archer gets involved with Jackie Tuttle, right on the night when Hank Pittleman is murdered. Understandably, Archer is the prime suspect. With no home, no job, no money, and presumably no friends in this alien city, he is reduced to butchering hogs to earn his daily bread, while the police is hot on his footsteps. A second murder follows, and the list of suspects is getting shorter. Archer's only shot at proving his innocence is Detective Irving Shaw. When Shaw is attacked and ends up in a hospital, looks like Archer's days of freedom are over. And now sharing our thoughts on it with you. The storyline we have shared here is only brief and avoids spoilers, but the cast of this drama contains a lot more in terms of plots, twists, and characters. Firstly, there is the setting. And you never forget, it not only as the author describes the town, the buildings, the clothing, the food, the cars, and so on all throughout, but also in the way his characters think and speak. Today, Las Vegas has come to be the epitome of debauchery and entertainment, but in the days of this book, it was still considered scandalous to have a city like that. Wine is not the spirit everyone drinks like in the Western world today. The characters in this book even doubt if years and years of storage might not spoil it. And then there are the women. There are multiple places in the book where their male counterparts call them just a woman, completely underestimate their intelligence, strength, and cunning, and display chauvinistic behavior. It is a reminder, though, that women may have seen leaps and bounds of progress during the war years, but once the war was over, the previous patterns of life asserted themselves to a large extent. Ernestine of this book still reads Virginia Woolf and longs for a room of her own, as cliché as that expression has become over years. Jackie Tuttle has to become a bigger bully's mistress when she wants to escape her abusive father. All these are constant reminders that we are looking at the past. The dialogues are almost filmy, but then this is an entertaining thriller. There is enough intrigue in the book and plenty of bloodshed, human as well as animals. Archer is a likable character, especially when put against the other maniacs out from Craddock prison. Plus we sympathize with him for having done jail time in spite of being innocent. He's intelligent, slightly lost, and essentially looking for home and a purpose for living. He's good at asking questions, and the reader will delight in the fact that he has a shot at becoming a private detective after solving these murders, and that we will meet him yet again. If you like the old detective fiction, like the books of Dashiell Hammett or Raymond Chandler, then One Good Deed is likely to appeal you. As I mentioned, I listened to the audiobook version published by Macmillan and read by Edoardo Ballerini and quite enjoyed it. I can recommend the audiobook for those who need to make time for an entertaining thriller on the go. So in summary, an entertaining crime thriller set in American Midwest of 1949 that will make a perfect weekend read. ThinkerViews rating for the book in the series, which now has 2 more books added to it, is around 7.5 out of 10. Please do let us know via comments if you enjoy crime thrillers written by David Baldacci or other popular crime writers and what you think of them. Please also let us know if you would like us to explore any other author and share our views on those books with you here at ThinkerViews Podcasts. And until the next time, thank you for listening.